a powerful dua to enhance your piety and faith. Strengthening one's piety, taqwa, and faith, Iman, is essential for every believer who seeks closeness to Allah. One of the most effective ways to achieve this is through sincere dua, supplication. A simple yet powerful dua you can make is Allahumma inni imanan kamilan, yaqeenan sadiqan, qalban khashi'an. Translation: O Allah, I ask you for complete faith, true certainty, and a heart that is humble before you. This dua reminds us that true faith comes from Allah alone. By consistently asking for Iman, Taqwa, and humility, we strengthen our spiritual connection, stay mindful of our deeds, and protect our hearts from arrogance and negligence. Reciting this dua regularly, especially after salah or during moments of reflection, can help nurture your piety and elevate your faith. Detailed description. Enhancing one's piety, taqwa, and faith, Iman, is a lifelong journey for every believer. True piety is not only about performing acts of worship but also about developing a heart that constantly remembers Allah, avoids sins, and remains sincere in all actions. One of the most powerful tools Allah has given us is dua, supplication. Through dua, a believer acknowledges their weakness and seeks strength directly from their Creator. Among the many duas taught by the Prophet Muhammad, there are special supplications that focus on strengthening Iman, purifying the heart, and attaining humility. A beautiful dua for this purpose is Allahumma inni imanan kamilan, yaqeenan sadiqan, qalban khashi'an. O Allah, I ask you for complete faith, true certainty, and a heart that is humble before you. This dua contains three powerful requests. 1. Perfect faith, Iman Kamil, asking Allah for strong and unwavering belief. 2. True conviction, yaqeen sadiq, seeking clarity, trust, and certainty in Allah's promises. 3. A humble heart, qalb khashi. Praying for humility, sincerity, and fear of Allah that keeps us away from pride and negligence. By reciting this dua consistently, after prayers, during the last third of the night, or in times of reflection, a believer can gradually strengthen their relationship with Allah, overcome spiritual weaknesses, and live a life guided by taqwa. Remember, making dua is not only about repeating words but also about sincerity, presence of heart, and true intention to change for the sake of Allah. Every believer seeks to strengthen their Iman, faith, and taqwa, piety, because these two qualities are the foundation of a successful life in this world and eternal success in the hereafter. The Prophet Muhammad taught us that Iman increases with good deeds and decreases with sins. Therefore, a sincere believer must always look for ways to protect and nurture their faith. One of the most profound ways to achieve this is through dua, supplication. Dua is not just asking Allah for worldly needs, it is a direct act of worship, a conversation between the servant and the Creator. It softens the heart, cleanses the soul, and reminds us of our dependence on Allah alone. A powerful supplication that the righteous often recite is Allahumma inni imanan kamilan, yaqeenan sadiqan, qalban khashi'an. O Allah, I ask you for complete faith, true certainty, and a heart that is humble before you. Let us break down the wisdom behind this dua. 1. Imanan kamilan, complete faith. Faith is not only believing with the tongue but also with the heart and through actions. This request is for a faith that remains strong in times of ease and hardship, one that guides every decision in life. 2. Yaqeenan sadiqan, true conviction, certainty in Allah's promises and the unseen, is a shield against doubts and despair. It allows a believer to remain firm despite trials and challenges. 3. Qalban khashi'an, a humble heart. A heart that is soft, humble, and obedient to Allah prevents arrogance, pride, and heedlessness. Such a heart finds peace in prayer, gratitude in blessings, and patience in hardships. Regularly reciting this dua after every salah, in moments of solitude, or during the blessed times, such as the last third of the night, before breaking fast, or between the adhan and iqamah, helps the believer internalize these qualities. The beauty of this supplication lies in its simplicity and depth. It focuses on the inner state of the believer, faith, certainty, and humility, qualities that directly influence one's actions, character, and relationship with Allah. By making this dua sincerely, you are not only asking for spiritual strength but also aligning your heart with the path of righteousness. This is how dua becomes a means of transforming one's entire life, both inwardly and outwardly. A powerful dua to enhance your piety and faith, in depth. Why piety, taqwa, and faith, Iman, matter. Every believer's journey is centered on Iman, faith, and taqwa, piety. Iman is the foundation. It gives us the belief in Allah, His Messenger, and the unseen realities of the hereafter. Taqwa is the fruit of that Iman. It is the consciousness of Allah that prevents us from falling into sin and pushes us toward good deeds. Without strong Iman and Taqwa, life becomes empty, and even worship may feel heavy instead of sweet. The Quran repeatedly emphasizes Taqwa as the key to guidance, mercy, and ultimate salvation. Allah says, "Indeed, the most noble of you in the sight of Allah is the most righteous, those with Taqwa." Quran 49:13. Faith is not static, it increases with obedience and decreases with sin. This is why every believer needs a way to protect and strengthen their spiritual state, and one of the best means is through dua. The power of dua. Dua is not just words, it is worship itself. The Prophet said, "Dua is worship." Tirmidhi. When you make dua, you acknowledge your weakness and affirm Allah's power. You express your deepest needs, desires, and hopes, trusting that Allah hears and responds in the best way. Dua is also a purifier of the heart. It softens the soul, removes arrogance, and builds reliance upon Allah. A special dua for faith and piety. Among the many supplications, one short but powerful dua focuses specifically on Iman, yaqeen, and humility. Allahumma inni imanan kamilan, yaqeenan sadiqan, qalban khashi'an. O Allah, I ask you for complete faith, true certainty, and a heart that is humble before you. The meaning behind this dua. 1. Asking for complete faith, imanan kamilan. Faith is more than belief, it's conviction in the heart, affirmation with the tongue, and action with the body. Complete faith means being steadfast in worship, resisting temptations, and keeping trust in Allah at all times. 2. Seeking true conviction, yaqeenan sadiqan. Yaqeen means certainty, being free from doubt about Allah's wisdom, mercy, and promises. A believer with true yaqeen does not panic in trials, nor does he chase false hopes. Instead, he remains firm, knowing Allah is in control. 3. Praying for a humble heart, qalban khashi'an. The most dangerous disease of the heart is arrogance. A humble heart accepts the truth, submits to Allah, and finds peace in prayer. Such a heart stays soft and connected to its Creator. Practical tips to benefit from this dua. Recite it after salah. Incorporate it into your daily prayers. Repeat it during tahajjud. The last third of the night is when duas are most accepted. Say it with sincerity, focus on the meanings, not just the words. Pair it with action. True faith and humility also require effort. Strive to live by what you ask for. The transformative impact. When recited consistently and sincerely, this dua shapes the believer's entire life. It develops stronger Iman that resists temptations, builds certainty that overcomes doubts, and creates humility that purifies the soul. With these three qualities, a person grows closer to Allah and finds peace in both dunya and akhirah. Sparkles in summary, this powerful dua is short in words but deep in meaning. It asks Allah for the three greatest treasures a believer can possess: faith, certainty, and humility. Whoever holds these is protected from doubt, pride, and spiritual weakness, and guided toward success in this life and eternal happiness in the hereafter.